What's up, everybody, and welcome to Pillow Talk, Moment with the Mobleys. I am Johnny Mobley Jr.,
And I'm Deirdra Mobley.
and we are an ordinary couple.
With extraordinary purpose. Oh, happy day, people. Blessings, greetings, accolades, and all that good stuff. I messed it up. Greetings, salutations, accolades, and blessings. We are at the Pillow Talk tonight.
What's going on, y'all? We got something we want to talk about that's kind of juicy. It's
Ooh,
a
it's
little
real
juicy.
It's real.
We're going to talk a
Medium well
bit,
juicy.
little bit about potential. Now,
Wait. More importantly, marrying potential. That's where it gets juicy, because just regular, talking about potential.
well, we're going to talk about marrying potential. We're going to talk about dating potential. We're going to talk about lying potential. We're going to talk about all of the potentials, all of the possible potentials.
Would you marry potential? Think about it. Think about it.
Would you marry potential?
I did. I married potential, y'all.
Tell me.
And it turned out great. However, I would never give that advice to my children.
Why not?
Because potential is what you can be, or what I think you can be.
Well, what we gonna do? We gonna go ahead and read the definition
You want me to read it?
of potential. Potential is
Okay, well, you got
having
it.
or showing the capacity to become or develop into something in the future. Another one is latent qualities or abilities that may be developed and led to future success or usefulness.
Now, what is latent?
Tell me what latent is.
Existing but not yet developed or manifested. The Lord ain't manifested it yet. That's what it means. Hidden or concealed. That's what it means.
So basically,
That is there, but
what
it's
you're saying is the potential is there,
right.
but you need to see some of it.
Right.
You don't need to hear it. You need to see it.
Right. You need to see it. That's would you marry potential?
Hallelujah, Jesus.
Yep, that's it.
Would you marry potential? Now,
I
you
did.
said you married potential.
I
What
did.
made you? Who led you down that road?
See, it wasn't clear to me that that's what I was doing. Because you finagled me with your body. So I didn't realize that I was marrying you without a job. I didn't realize that I was marrying you without a job. I didn't realize that I was marrying potential. I was marrying the fine boy that I met at the church house, who I fell in lust with.
Yeah.
That's it, but I didn't realize that it didn't. The light didn't go on until your mama said it to me after we were married. She said, "Deirdra, do you realize that you married Johnny and he didn't have a job?"
Not a job.
Now, no. But listen to this, listeners. You had a job. If you remember, you recall, I told you to quit your job.
You sure did.
And come move.
And you was gonna be my sugar mama, and I sure left and went to Hilton the head.
You did, because had just moved into the apartment with the girls, and I didn't want to be right there by myself.
Yeah.
And
Good times.
So that's what happened. It wasn't that you were just a deadbeat. You weren't doing anything. You weren't being productive.
You're
You know, you were working a full-time job, and you were in what is it? You were in the military. You were
National Guard.
Yeah, National Guard. So you were doing something, but you obliged your fiance
I did.
and moved with us, with the girls, with me and the girls. So you had great potential. Again, take note that I said I would never give my daughters that advice now, because everybody's story doesn't turn out like our story turned out. And that's another thing that I tell them. But I married you because I saw greatness in you. And as crazy as that may sound, I saw I saw the raising of how you were raised. That's what I fell in love with. The one thing, if I can say, yeah, it was that you looked good. Yeah, it was that, you treated me great. You treated your mom great. So I know you would treat me great. But the one thing, and this may sound crazy, but the one thing that made me really, really, really like fall in love with you is because you opened the car door for me. That one act, you opened the door for me.
Until this day.
And you still do it.
Yeah.
You opened the door for me, and I would get in and you would close the door. You would make sure that I was in the car. You would make sure that when we walked on the sidewalk that I was on your stronger side. I wasn't on the side closer to the street.
Yeah.
You still do that today. So that was the one thing. That was that freaking potential. There it was. Again.
You didn't know that what it was?
I didn't know that's what it was.
It's just, I'm talking all ethnic.
Right.
Ain't it amazing?
It's amazing.
Ain't it amazing how, isn't it amazing how the things that we learned throughout the years, we knew the function of it, but did
not the name. My God. You want an offering?
Let me explain something.
Feel an offering in my spirit.
Let me explain something to you. It's people that go through this world, go through this life, and live their life doing a function of something, not knowing the name of it. But the crazy thing is, everything is flip-flop now.
Mm-hmm.
So back in the day, you can learn the function of something and do it well, and not have to be in the forefront, not have to be under the spotlight, not have to be the star, the number one. People would just do it because they did it well, and it helped whatever served in whatever capacity.
Mm-hmm.
But now, jokers want a name. They want a title. Don't know how to sweeten the flow, but they want a title. Call me elder. Call me president. I'm going to stop.
But at any rate.
I'm going to stop. But they want a title. Let me explain something to you. Because somebody call you something don't make you that.
Right.
Everybody who has a title now, you was doing the function long before. It's just like going through school. You go through the function, you go through the process, and then you graduate.
Right.
You get your title when you already done been doing what you've been doing.
Right. However, you was doing that stuff.
I was.
You were doing it, but I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know to say, oh, well, Johnny, I'm going to marry you because you have great potential.
But I told you was my wife.
You told me that. You told me that, but what made me think about this again, for it to be a topic, is to talk about is, I heard it in church, a couple weeks ago, and our apostle breaks it down to, especially for in the eyes of a woman, looking at a man, saying, oh, I know how great he can be. It just looks like he'll just be a great husband and a great father and a great leader and a great this and a great that. You putting all that expectation on him, but that has not manifested yet. That very well may be what's going to come out of him.
It ain't.
But it hadn't manifested yet. But then the thing about it, what he was saying was, so here is the woman. Now you done break them on in. The Bible says, he that findeth a good what?
A
wife. You ain't supposed to be going to find him. Slow down, Sally's. So you done finagled him on in by your body or your whatever it is, and now you're expecting him to be this great leader, this great man, this great father because you done got pregnant. Well, I know it takes two. However, you know where I'm going. But you've done all these things because of the facade of what you thought that he was going to be. And when he doesn't deliver, then you over here going, but he looked like he was going to be a great daddy. He was in school. Well, was he going to class?
Yeah.
You basing all this stuff, you banking all this stuff on the fact of, girl, he going to be an engineer. Girl, he going to have a lot of money. Girl, he going to get me this, and girl, he going to get me that. Yeah, he was enrolled, but was he passing his classes? He was using up them people financial aid is what he was doing. Yeah. And I'm not knocking nobody, but I'm saying that's the difference in what I would tell my daughters this day. I've said to them, I married y'all daddy's potential. And I bless Jehovah that you wasn't. Now, for a while, you was a little off.
I knew you was going to get there. I knew it was going to slip out somewhere.
We got to be real with the people.
Right.
We got to be real with the people.
I had a little slide on me. I had that slippery on me.
Well, you know what? As well as I did. You know what I'm saying? I did, and I can admit that. But for me, it was, I saw those things in you. And I bless the Lord that he let me stick around long enough to now see them manifesting.
Well, I can tell you.
I do.
I can tell you what I see now.
Okay. What do you see now?
Potential back then was if you married the potential, it was because you actually saw the characteristics of some of the things that you believe that will manifest for the future. Now, the potential is in the person's head. They are connected to what they want their husband to be.
Yeah.
And then they just think because old boy bringing it in and breaking their back down, that you can tell them what you want.
Did you say breaking?
Breaking their back down.
Okay.
You heard what I said.
Unwrapping them.
Every day. Sometimes 3-4 times a day.
You're crazy.
But what they're doing is not paying attention to the potential in the person. They're more connected to the potential in their mind that they want the person to be.
Yeah.
It's a difference.
Yeah.
You can think the person got the potential that you want them to have, that you got this vision of wanting the person to be, but that person ain't showed you not one characteristic of none of that. You believe, though, if I say it enough, because the Bible said, y'all, the Christians that just say this stuff, because the Bible said you say it, and it shall come to pass.
However, I think I did some of that for you. I did.
What you did?
It came to pass.
Whatever.
My Lord. It did. I said it.
Whatever.
Okay, so no. I just thank the Lord because I didn't have a clue about what was going on.
But the one thing, like I said, I believe that's what changes. And it's the mindset. It's what is out there now. It's what the world, the media, the music, the TV, it's what everything is putting out, what they're soaking up now. It's not real stuff. Reality TV is not real. It's not real.
And I think because I don't want us to seem I don't want to seem biased to say it's just the girls wanting that in a husband, because it can very well go the opposite way.
It absolutely can.
With the
That's
fellas
why I said the
thinking,
person.
With the fellas thinking, well, oh my gosh, she's going to do this and she's going to be that and she's going to be a great, just like you thought of me.
Yeah.
She's going to be a great housekeeper. She's going to be a great this. She's going to be a great that. And then when I wasn't those things, because you fixed that in your mind.
I said, Mama, she needs the book.
Yeah, just like you said.
Need you to ship the book to us.
It didn't turn out like that, though.
It didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
It did.
So you married the potential in me some.
But I didn't actually knew what the potential was.
You didn't see me doing all that stuff.
The reason I knew you was gonna be my wife because of the instant connection that I felt with you, and you felt like home. You felt like it. It was nobody else that I've ever with, in no kind of way that felt like it was a part of me, and that's what you felt like it was a part of me. I can explain it better now than I could then, but it felt like it was right. It was like, okay, that's my rib. So I had to have my rib. I can do without my rib a couple of days, but then I got to get it back because I got to get stuff.
Well, you did without your rib for a few months.
Hush. But here's the entitled thing. I knew it was, and I believe that was the Holy Spirit in me. Although I wasn't active in church like I was, I still had a relationship with God.
Right.
It might not have been as strong as it is now, but I still had one.
Right.
And when He said something, I listened. So,
when any of your daughters coming to you today, this day and age, 2019, well, Daddy, I see all that he could be.
That's a lot of stuff. That's a whole.
That's real broad.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but Daddy, I love him, but baby, he's not doing anything with himself. He's not, he's not. He ain't, no putting forth no effort to, find a career, be steady and stable and, not focused on any particular thing. But she sees his potential and she loves him. What are you telling your daughter?
First of all, the love part. We gonna have a session about the meaning of love. Y'all go blow y'all mind because what y'all think love is.
But I love him, Daddy.
What you love about him?
I love the way he walks, the way he talks, the way he looks,
the
way he talks to me.
Ain't gonna pay no one light bill. Ain't gonna put no food. Ain't gonna feed nobody. No gas in the car.
Love ain't doing that.
Doesn't have a car.
Love ain't doing that.
That's part of love. Joker, you love me. Put groceries in the. Pay something.
Pay something.
Pay something.
But you wasn't paying nothing when you came to live with me.
I'll take care of the babies.
And taking care of me. Yes, boo.
I'll take care of the baby. We had a plan.
Although
we didn't know what the plan was.
We had somewhat of a plan.
We had babies, and then
we had somewhat of a plan.
You had a job. I moved there so you wouldn't protect. It was protecting you,
right?
And then I was watching the baby,
right?
So,
but Daddy, I want to be with him. Now, I see that there is potential in him.
Now, here's my thing. This has always been my thing with my girls. And growing up, when the dating part came and all this stuff came, I knew it was coming, and I had no idea, y'all. I can show y'all blueprints of different stuff I was gonna do. At one time, I said I was gonna buy me a couple of guns, and then I was gonna have to talk with the boys with the guns. But that was in the early '80s, y'all. Going on into the wasn't no, it was
that was the '90s.
That was the '90s.
Yeah, Brown.
The early '90s, going into that, and that's when the little 8 and 9-year-old boys were shooting people. So that plan went out the window because I was like, I can. If an 8 and 9-year-old boy is shooting people, then these boys 16, 17, they probably got knives and some other stuff with them. So had to change it up. So my whole goal was to get them, fingerprint them, get a little eye scan, and then get their social security number. And that's what I was going to do. But people wasn't giving up their information like that. So I still felt like I had to do something violent. So, y'all, what I did was...
But I love him, Daddy.
I fell on my knees. Let me tell you something. What the man name? The same Falling on My Knees?
Oh, Pastor William McDowell.
Pastor William McDowell. He came to me in the spirit.
All the many years ago before he wrote the song?
And he called me.
Really?
He called me in the spirit. Not actually called me, but he called me in the spirit. And he said,
Falling on my knees.
He said, Brother Johnny, I'm going to need a song in 2019. I'm going to need something. I said, Lord, falling on my knees. I bow down. Let me tell you something, y'all.
You are crazy.
Let me explain something to y'all. I cannot tell you the feeling of having daughters and situations coming up and they begin to unravel and you think you got an answer and stuff evolving and changing so much, so fast every day to where you get to a place where you don't have anything else. So let me tell you what I did. All I had was me. So this is what I did.
You had God too.
I had God. Mm-hmm. And God told me to be real and tell the truth. And that's what I did. If I didn't like the dude, first of all first dates has to be where?
At the house.
At the house.
Yes.
You want to date one of my daughters, your first date, dinner date, go be at the house. And it ain't coming to eat for no 45 minutes an hour, Joker. You go be at my house for about 5 hours. We finna watch movies, TV shows, sports. We finna do all that. We finna talk. But one of the things that I would do, I will always ask God to show me their heart, their mind, and their potential. And when I did not get that, what I would do is stand both of them up, my daughter and whoever she picked, and I would tell them how I feel about the guy.
You're right. That's what you did.
Now,
but Daddy, I love him.
I don't like him.
He has potential. A lot of it, Daddy.
I don't like him. I look the boy in the face. I don't like you. I don't like the way you look. I don't like the way you smell. If I had to tell you pull your pants up one more time, I'm gonna take the pants from you. We just gonna take the pants all the way off you. How about that? This is what we gonna do though. I don't like you. I don't like your intentions. But you only got one thing going for yourself. My daughter picked you.
Right.
And I will not stand in the way of that.
Yeah. That's exactly what you did.
So, congratulations on that part. Don't sleep on me though. I could be anywhere.
But I think us having the relationship with him that we do, we were able to share how we how we felt.
Now the one thing, because we had a relationship we had with him, if I said I didn't like him, I knew that disturbed stuff.
Yeah.
I knew it did.
It did.
So when it disturbed stuff, either it made him uncomfortable or it made my daughter uncomfortable to where either it made him uncomfortable, that joker just didn't come back, or it made her uncomfortable where it started causing issues or whatever. And my whole thing was not to mess them up, but I'm a dude, so I know men.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I know men. I know how we think. I know our process. I know all that. Even the younger dudes now, the dudes that think I know it. No, you ain't did nothing different.
But they say there's nothing new under the sun.
No, you ain't doing nothing different, bruh. Listen to me, little 18-year-old. You ain't doing nothing different. All you doing is dressing it up different. That's it. You trying to make it look different, but the outcome is the exact same, bruh. The exact same. So, whatever.
I just think, and I really want to say this, I want to insert this, is that I married you and I married your potential, and now it took a long time to manifest.
You keep saying this.
But
Why
here
you
it
keep
is. I'm just saying. I'm telling you that because I truly, and I say this all the time, that I thank God that I was able to help pull it out of you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I was able to do that because you were willing, because you trusted me.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
you let me. So I was able to pull a lot of that stuff out of you.
Yeah.
You know, I had to make you sit down and write that book. I pulled that out of you. I'm just a bad girl. I'm just playing.
That's real talk. And that situation, that process had to change because the young lady that we had helping us with, she's still great friends with her. She had some other projects and stuff coming up, so her time was becoming limited. So I had some stuff coming up, so the time was it just wasn't there. And I felt the pressure of the book needing to be put out and needing to happen. So at a point I didn't know what to do. And the one thing that I told my wife, I remember telling her this, because she never said anything. She always allowed me to pick and build my teams the way I did. And she was always the manager. She was always in a managerial position whatever I was doing, handling a lot of the stuff. But I remember telling her before we went away to finish the book, I told her, I don't want you to be in it because I'm a different dude when I'm doing this. You remember what you told me?
What did I say? I can handle it? What did I say?
No.
Probably something crazy.
Yeah, you said something crazy. You said a different dude. I know all the dudes you is.
Yeah, I do.
You think you be hiding something or holding something back, but Joker, I know you.
I do.
And then I said, all right. This is what I said. All right. It's on you.
Just
on me. Understand who I am when I get in this book thing. Went away for a weekend. Finished the book in about 13 hours.
It didn't even take that long. And
most of the book was finished. We just had to complete the finishing touches. So, yeah, we got away and we did it. But this is the part that amazed me so much because we are woven so tightly together. The things that I wanted to say, the things that I needed to say, some of it I didn't know how to say it, but you did.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that I wanted to say, I would say it, and it'd be completely not a sentence. It just be words thrown together, and you'll grab it and you take it and put it together.
Yeah.
That's the part of it that I did not incorporate in my right. I just thought the team that I needed around me needed to be people who were professionals in their area and bring them together, and they polished what I had.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. When you're doing something for God, not saying that you don't need that type stuff in it, but your core team has to be people with the same heart, the heart for God, and it has to they have to have the vision. They have to have a part of the vision that they believe in.
Yeah.
You know how people respond to certain things based on how they respond to your vision. Everybody has a vision. And I'm not saying that you disrespect or don't honor anybody's vision, but the people on my team, they all have visions. And we're gonna help nurture that.
Yeah.
Everybody that's on the team is gonna be entrepreneurs, they have their own business, their own stuff, but we gonna come together and do this one thing, and whatever I can do or we can do in the background to help them, then it's gonna be vice versa. That's how it has to be, but we have a heart for God and the vision. We believe in the vision of the individual. So if you wanna know if your leadership believes in what you're doing, they have to believe in the vision. They can't say they believe in it. They have to move in it. They have to do certain things. The characteristics got to be there. It got to be a phone call, and you don't get no fight back, no pushback, no nothing. You can't stay in one place. It has to move. That's what it is. The vision, they have to believe in the vision. A percentage of the vision in some kind of way, shape, form, or fashion. If they do not believe in the vision, they will be there for the wrong reasons, and they will damage it.
And so this is all the potential that's coming out.
Yeah.
See?
So
out of you.
But you know what?
Oh, for real.
But
this is I didn't know way back then that, that we were going to be doing all this stuff and that you would do all the things that you went on to do. But I think if somebody would have said to me, girl, you're crazy, what are you doing? You're pretty much marrying his potential because he's not there yet. But I think
that wasn't even a thing then, though.
Well, I mean, it
was. It might have been a
name. We didn't have the name,
but it did not. Yeah, it did not have as much what I'm trying to say. Fluidity.
Is that it?
That it has now.
Yeah.
Like fluid. All over the place. So it's very fluid all over the place. So right now you can see a movie or see something going on, and you can see a potential of a man or image of a man that you might think you want, and that be so strong to a point to where it clouds your judgment and your vision. So the potential, I believe now, is fictitious. It's not real. I believe people imagine potential now. It's in their imagination, and it's built from several different things they might see or from a movie, from videos, from whatever. And it's for men and women.
Yeah.
And they take that and then they got a guy that they like or got a woman that they like, or they might have a baby with the person, or it might be something that they're attached to that they stand, whether it's they living with the person or they driving the person's car or whatever the case is. Mm-hmm. But that's what they see, and then that in their imagination becomes real for them, but it doesn't fit on that person.
Right.
So
because they're looking at something where I'm thinking this is something that I hope will happen. Yeah. Yeah. But I think where everything gets kind of topsy-turvy and kind of difficult is them saying, well, this is what I thought was, you were going to be, or you were going to become. But in all reality, that's something that you face. And I think that's something that we even share with couples now. Like, what are you seeing him? What is he showing you? Are you marrying him for who he is, or are you marrying potential? Are you trying to,
versa,
or right, or her? Same thing. Yeah. Because it's one thing to say, I'm marrying him because I know who he is, and this is what he has to offer. Yeah. Not me marrying a facade. and saying, oh, well, I think all these things will come true one day. So they marry thinking marriage is going to fix it.
Yeah.
Or marriage is going to manifest potential.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you sitting over here going, okay, la-di-da. Here's the wedding day. We planned the wedding. They ain't think about the marriage, but we've planned the wedding, and it's here, and I'm married, and he's going to be this one day, but I'm married, and so it's not you marrying him or marrying her for who they are, but marrying who you think they'll become.
Yeah.
And then when you get married, and then when things start going wrong, or you're in that honeymoon phase, and I'm just in love with him, or I'm in love with her. But then when the hard times comes and when the tough time comes, that's what brings out. But I thought you was gonna do this, and I thought you was gonna do that.
But they never had no idea. They never told you they were.
They never told, right? So it was in your head.
So what are we really talking about? Because at one moment we talking about potential, but is that even potential? What we talking about with that example? Because this is what I'm starting to understand now. That my comprehension is starting to believe that people don't really understand what potential is, because it explained it clearly in the definition. That potential was having or showing the capacity to become or develop into something in the future.
Right.
Which means you're not there yet, but I see it on you.
Right. So what you need to do, Pumpkin, is wait till the Lord manifested in you.
And if you don't see it, it ain't potential. It's called something else. It's called dreaming or imagination. I don't know what it's called, but it's not potential. If you got the potential in your mind, and then you say, I'm going to take the potential of sitting on him tonight, and then, once I sit it on him, and it's going to come out on him, and then it's going to be potential. And then when he wake up, and then he want to play the Xbox, you mad.
Well, and I was.
And then when I asked you what
we have for dinner.
What we having for dinner?
You knew that potential wasn't in me.
I try to get you the book. It's a book out there.
I had was, what do you want? Let me make this hot dog for you.
And if I ain't say nothing, guess what? If I came home at 8 o'clock, she would ask me, what you want for dinner? And I would say, I don't know. I came home at 8 o'clock, guess what was cooked? Nothing. Why you ain't got nothing to cook? I asked you what you want. You ain't said you don't.
You married my fineness. You didn't marry for what you thought you did.
I married more than your fineness.
What you thought I was going to be.
I married more than your fineness.
You're right.
But
however,
here's the part.
Okay.
I married your potential as well because I knew who you were in my life.
Okay.
And who you were for me. Because I said to myself, and this is what most people don't do. They don't stay long enough to find out the good qualities that the person has. They have the imagination or think they got the potential of what they think they see. And once they don't see it, they dip.
Then they run. Yeah.
But this might
I can say that. Yeah.
This might be you thought you saw the potential and imagination, and it's 5 years later and 2 babies later, and it ain't what you thought it was, and then you dip. Well,
that was your fault.
Can't quite dip now, because now we done started this life. Both of us don't really know what we doing, but now you decided you don't want to be here no more because for whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
That's just.
But I know for me,
and we get that that's real life.
Mm-hmm.
We get that that's real life.
Yeah.
And I don't want to seem like we being insensitive to them feelings, situations and feelings because that's not what we're doing. But here's my entire thing. Well, I don't want to say but because that negates everything I just said.
Right.
However, is that a nice way to say but?
No, yeah, nice way to say but. Because you just negated everything you said before.
So I'm not being insensitive to anybody who may be in that situation right now.
Period.
So what I'm moving on to now.
To say
now. Thank you, baby. She always helped me out with my words.
Let the Lord get them ready for you, son.
So what I'm going to move on to now is the options that are out there. Y'all, in this world right now, you want to trust, you want to have hope in some people, in some situations, in some organizations, but there's so much fraud fraudulent stuff out there now. It's hard to believe in something. I mean, from churches
In
to
someone.
it's
Yeah.
just hard. And when you get to a place to where you give a part of your heart trying to learn a better way to do something, and you're taking advantage of whatever that may be to whatever capacity. And some people done been through that 3, 4, 5, 6 times over amount of years. So they get to a place to where they're bitter and they forgive it. This is the part. This is the part that we tell you. That's why you're not supposed to live this life without God. You cannot live this life without God. I'm going to say that again. You cannot live this life without God. There's no way that you can use any merchandise or equipment or whatever, a car, anything, without taking it back to the actual factory, the manufacturer that actually created whatever. If it has a problem, you need to take it back there and find out what they can do to fix it because they created it. So with the most important investment in the whole wide world is yourself, why wouldn't you take yourself back to the manufacturer, who is God, and find out how to work out whatever? You have to go to him to get guidance. You have to go to him so he can give you the vision to see, to know when you're talking to the right person. Whatever the case is, he will bring those people to you.
Is that the right spouse for me?
Yeah. Am I
is the right
equally yoked? Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Show me the potential.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. I guarantee you, if you ask God for certain things to show you, I was told this. We was told this by our apostle one time. He was teaching, and the one thing that he said was, he said, we ask God and we pray for all kind of things, but are you asking him and praying for the right things? Are you using the right words? I can ask my wife a whole lot of stuff, but if I don't ask the right question, well, I'll probably still get what I want because she just know me like that. But if you asking someone a certain question, trying to get something out of them, if you don't ask the right question, you're not going to get what you need.
Yeah.
And then you become frustrated because you feel like God is not answering your prayers or he's not listening to you, paying you no attention. But are you asking? This is why you have to spend time with him. It's called relationship. You cannot be in this without God, without spending time with him and having a relationship with him.
Yeah.
You have to have a relationship with him. Just like you got a relationship with your girl, your brother, your sister, your mama, those relationships, you have to have a relationship with him. Like that. It's real.
Yeah.
It's a real thing, y'all.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. So it's not over. If you up and you can hear us right now and you listening to this, it's not over. You still have all the time in the world because God, like I told you before, he's not on a time. He's just waiting for the moments. That's why there's moments with the Mobleys, because our moments had came up, and then we just shot through the window because this the moment. That's why we doing what we doing right now. Pillow talk, baby.
Racking up all these offerings tonight on
pillow talk.
Anyway, I'm glad we got a chance to talk about this because, you know, like I said, when I heard it in service a couple weeks ago, I thought about it, and my dog and Paige actually jumped up, and we were just laughing about it because I was like, "Girl, don't you marry him for his potential because you're gonna be disappointed every time." And she just started laughing, and I looked at her and I said, "I married your dad's potential." She said, "Yeah, I know you did. You told us." Yeah. And I'll say that to this day, but I also tell them, and what I also do tell them is, I married, even though I had no clue how to put that term with our situation. In essence, I did. But we went through what we went through. We went through the process. We went through the arguments. We went through the disappointments. We went through the happy times, the tears, and all this stuff in between. We went through that, but I yet and still, I knew that I loved you. I knew that I wanted to be with you, despite, some of the things you may have done, or that I could say some of the things that I may have done that made us think that, okay, this ain't supposed to be happening. It ain't no way we supposed to be having to go through all this stuff. But you stayed. I stayed.
Yeah.
We stayed. And so now I feel like I'm just reaping, the years of, and I feel like that for you as well. I'm saying it, and I say it in a playful way, but I feel like we have invested a lot into each other, into our marriage, into this union, into our legacy, into our children, into what's now becoming of our businesses, into different things because we believe in one another. And there's still more to come out of you.
Yeah.
There's still more to come out of me.
Absolutely.
So that in itself could be even more potential.
Yeah.
But I just thank God that we made the commitment to stay here and made the commitment to, I want to see what the more is. Because when you're placed together by God and you come to that revelation from Him that you truly are called to that man or to that woman, then you begin to walk in His fullness. You begin to walk into all that He's called you to do, not just individually anymore, but as a couple.
Yeah.
And so now this is what's being manifested out of us. So again, I say, I tell my daughters, because if there's something, I think we always feel like this. If there's something that we can give to them that we've been through, that we can give to them so they can leap over that hurdle and not have to go through that, then we'll give it to them. Granted, some things they will. But this part of it, I tell them, wait until the Lord sends whatever, man that is supposed to be with you, that y'all are supposed to be together, so y'all can get together and y'all can change the world. So y'all can be the hand and feet of Jesus. So y'all can do the work in the earth that the Lord has called you to be. Yeah. When we were 14 years old and we met, we weren't thinking about nothing like that.
Jesus.
Oh, we gonna be together. I'm his rib, cause we just gonna do the work of the Lord. Lies. That wasn't even what it was.
Nope.
That wasn't what it was. But I thank God for revelation. I thank God for wisdom, for knowledge, for understanding that He turned it for us. That I'm not here looking at you sit down and play the game all night with your homeboys.
Cause that was a time
and
that
drink Coke 45 or whatever it was for the evening. You know what I'm saying? At that moment, in those moments, and I can be completely honest, in those moments, I felt like,
what I done got myself.
Oh, Jesus. I got all these kids, but am I raising a son? Because he's loving to play these games all night.
I was just in a neutral place.
But I have to remember that.
Yeah.
I met you at 14. We got married at 19. You was still trying to figure out who you were.
Yeah.
And I was too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's nothing but the grace of God that has brought us here to where we are, to be able to give back, to be able to stay. Think about that before you move fast into that, because what you see now and what you're marrying now, or what you're dating now, baby, it is what it is. Don't get blinded by what it could be. Be present and be aware, because it does come from an honest place. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You be wanting you to have potential. That comes from an honest place, because I always want more for you. I always want better. I want, but and again, I share with my daughters, be cognizant of who you're with and why you're with them, and don't sell yourself these dreams. Don't sit in la la land and go, oh, it's going to be this, that, and the other. No, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So be honest about it. Yeah.
One of the things that I can say, I look at some of the stuff that I do now for work. I deal with investment and oil and stuff like that. So one of the things that they have is basically they have a aggressive investment, and then they have a stable investment. So the aggressive investment is something that you put a lot of money in, and you have the potential of getting you're investing a lot of money and have the potential of getting a large return.
Great return. Mm-hmm.
But the gamble is big.
Mm-hmm.
So if you was to take $10,000 and put it in there, it's a possibility that you can get $80,000 back. Mm-hmm. But it's also a possibility that you can lose more than $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes sometimes in life you have those moments, what you have to know when to make the decision to make that move then. Because
Yeah.
it can literally take you from a $10,000 moment to a $80,000 moment within seconds. But then there's things in your life that you have to have a stable investment on because of the value of what you're investing in.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you invest in a marriage, in a relationship, in a marriage, that it has to be a stable investment because you cannot want to see your return right away.
My God.
Because you don't know. You putting the money in, but you putting the time in, but you still don't know.
Yeah.
So it's not till the years have gone by till you start to see they say when you put a stable investment in, when you put one of those stable investments in, you can put a $5 investment in and you might not see an actual positive return for 8 to 10 years. And then it might not be that much. But then other times you might look at it, but once it gets to a certain amount, then it begins to grow a lot bigger. The leaps will begin to get bigger. So in your marriage, you have to understand when you first get married, you don't know. I didn't know you. You didn't know me. We didn't know ourselves.
Right.
So it's a lot of stuff you got to learn.
Yeah.
And this is something we'll talk about in another segment. But understanding that your marriage is a journey, and it's not a little It's not a marathon. It's not a track race. It's not a speed. It's a journey.
A little point. Yeah.
It's a journey.
Yeah.
So, but you have to understand the investment that you're investing in. You have to stay to see your investment come back.
Yeah.
Once you invest these years, this time, the issues, the problems, the bad times, the good times, all of it. Once you done did all this stuff, trust me, and a return is coming.
Yeah.
So when our daughter Brianna, she went to Johnson and Wales and went to college, investment return. When the Paige, she went to Virginia College and got her master in investment return. When the twins, they went and did their investment return. That's all our returns. We been investing all these years, and now the return is coming. So now we get the excess return is the grandkids.
Yeah.
So that's something that we got that we didn't even have to work for. That was access.
And you were a great investment.
Yes. And you were too, baby.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
But I wanted to give our listeners a different way to look at it. When the times get hard,
Jesus.
and we get it. When the times get hard and they just keep being tough and rough and all this other stuff, and neither one of you willing to change, then yeah, sometimes you might have to back up and readjust yourself and reset yourself.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
definitely.
If you're not willing to change, it don't matter who you with. You're going to run into the same stuff. It might be 3 years, it might be 3 weeks, it might be whatever, but you're going to run into the same stuff at some point in time because you being with the same person, that investment is going to require you to change something.
Yeah.
You're going to have to change something. But the investment that you're putting in, the one thing that in my book, The GPS of a Man's Journey, the one thing I talk about, a man's stand, no matter what it looks like.
Yeah.
My kids would tell you I'm a great father. I would tell you I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And that was 80% of the time.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing, but you know what I did? I stayed. I got on the job training, and most parents now who've been with their kids, they will tell you most of the things that they learn on how being a good parent, but through trial and error, and with their kids helping teaching them.
Yeah.
They got books out to tell you all kind of stuff, but you don't know what kind of child you gonna have.
But you know, the one thing that I think about now as you say that, I don't think they never knew that you per se left.
They don't know a lot of stuff.
Right, they never knew that.
They don't know a lot of
well,
stuff.
Well, they gonna listen to this 9, they gonna know. But you know, they didn't realize that. They just all they knew was we love our daddy and he's here and he's a whole lot of fun.
And he here. That joker did such and such and he here.
Yeah.
That joker, he mad, and when he get home, he gonna beat us, but he here.
Yeah.
And such, and he gonna punish, or daddy saying something hard, but he here.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
Did it get hard? Yes. Did I feel like I need a break? Absolutely. But I didn't leave. Marriage is marriage, and we'll talk about this in a whole different segment, but creating the recipe that works for you, that's so important, because what works for you only will gonna work for you.
It's your relationship.
It's your relationship, so you know.
Recipe.
You know.
Yeah.
But the only way you gonna figure that stuff out if you stay and you invest and you go through the years and the tears and the pain and everything, and then it's nothing that it's nothing that you get involved in at the beginning that's easy. I don't care if you're going to school or gym or anything, all that stuff is a process.
It's a process.
Right now at 47, we've been working out for six Sam days?
6. Yeah.
6 days. If I'm expecting to see a 6-pack right now and quit, guess what?
Almost 5 days. Sorry.
And I've because my goals are different now. My milestones are different now for a different reason, for a different part of my life. Then I'm not looking for the 6-pack. I'm looking to be healthy. I'm looking to play with my grandkids and not be out of breath. I'm looking to be able to roll on the floor and not grab my back or grab my leg or knee. That's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to, me and my wife, go walking on the beach, running, doing whatever, and being able to do it and not having to worry about an organ, a leg, a limb, or whatever.
Yeah.
So the goals are different. And that's not me skipping out on me wanting to have a 6-pack at 47, because 47 is not old.
Right.
But it ain't young either.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward, because I'm sometimes in the gym, I'll be like, all right, girl, you don't want this stomach to hang over them jeans or them pants, or you don't want to be out of breath, when you up there singing on Sundays or coming up these stairs. So you got to use things that actually motivate you. Yeah. And stuff like that or whatever. So, yeah. Just stay committed. Stay focused. Stay, wait on the Lord, women. That's coming just from a woman to a woman. Wait on the Lord and be of good courage. He'll give you that man that's already primed and primed and is ready to take on the responsibility to be all that you need him to be. But y'all will grow together, and and you'll nurture him and pray for him and encourage him and all this stuff or whatever. But just
that's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother one right there as well.
You had that by yourself.
Yeah, my Lord. Well, you need to be in on it too to say the effects of how my prayers just take you to another place in the Lord, and then you be wanting to unwrap me and stuff. Well, that's a whole nother story right there that we'll share another time.
But it's the potential marrying potential now. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't. You know what? I wouldn't say that marrying potential is bad. I just think y'all need to go back to school on it and learn exactly what it is. Because I think nowadays,
honest with one another,
be honest and transparent. It's a difference between
reevaluate things.
It's a difference between potential and dreams. It's a difference between potential and your imagination of what you think you want.
Of what you or of what you think you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you looking at something and you seeing something, but then you saying, but he can change, but he can this.
There you have it.
And
that's where the downfall starts.
And that joker won't even change his drawers every day.
Oh my God.
He ain't gonna change.
Yeah, you get what you get, sus.
It's real.
So I'm just trying to tell you, everybody's story doesn't end like mine, and I bless the Lord for
And
it.
there's other people out there with the
the
same testimony that we got.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people out here married potential now. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
But I think right now, I think the clear lines of potential in 2019 are very, very cloudy and blurred. They're not what people think it is. So yeah, reading is fundamental. Go back and read the dictionary and see what potential is. You just can't change the meaning of something.
You got to talk to the person.
Yeah, you got to. You got
to communicate.
You got
to be honest with yourself.
If he ain't got 5 characteristics, if she ain't got 5 characteristics of what you think the potential should be right now, and you done been with them for 10 years,
talk about it.
It's not gonna happen.
And marrying, thinking that it's gonna magically fix something,
it's not gonna happen.
It's lies. It's all lies. So don't be deceived.
I'm gonna tell you this, and then we go.
Okay.
The potential that I had, the potential that I had that you saw in me, that I did not know that I had, but because we were equally yoked, when we got together, it made me strive towards that. It made me crave that.
Okay.
So it was almost like the song say, "You make me better."
Yeah. Because I do, and you make me better as well.
If the spouse you with don't make you want to better, don't make you want to do better, don't want to make you do everything you possibly can to be a better person. I ain't saying to go out there and get everything for the person. I say to be a better person. If you the better person that you are, the more that you can give to your family. Yeah. That's a man and a woman.
Yeah.
I don't want my wife to give me nothing if she's not whole in her own. Cause stuff ain't gonna fix. I got stuff for days I was excited when I first got it, and now it's sitting somewhere I can't find half of it, and it got dust.
Yeah.
That's one sign that you know. That's gonna be a whole nother set. We got a lot to talk to y'all about.
Yes, we do. We can't get it all in tonight.
But that equally yoked thing is real.
It is.
And we're going to tell y'all some characteristics to know.
Stay tuned.
Some organic.
Stay tuned.
But right now,
what we going to do?
This is Pillow Talk. Moments with the Mobleys. We are something like an ordinary couple.
We're an ordinary couple with extraordinary purpose. We thank you once again for joining us tonight.
We appreciate everybody who's listening.
And we hope it helps. So have a great, great evening.
Have a great night, y'all.
Night, night.